Good evening, Jensen families. It's Lisa McLean, and welcome to our virtual back to school night. We encourage you to take the time to watch through the rest of this presentation to make sure that you know exactly how the day-to-day operations at school will be running this year, and hopefully answering many of the questions that you might have or getting clarification from some things you may be wondering. Your teachers will also be providing either a asynchronous presentation to you with an opportunity for a live Q&A, or they will be holding 2 live virtual sessions. So one or the other is the way your teachers will present their back to school night with you. So again, thank you for joining us. And again, please take some time to view this presentation. You'll hear not only from me, but you'll also hear from our response to intervention specialist, Mrs. Volvo, as well as our school counselor, Miss Lee. Thank you. So while we are on campus, everyone must wear a mask. There are extra masks at the gate and in the classrooms as well as the office. A reminder to our kindergarten parents that you may come onto campus for morning drop-off, but we ask that all families wait outside the gate at pickup time. Do you need to drop something off or pick your child up early? You may come to the office if you have no COVID symptoms. If you have any symptoms, please call the office for assistance at 510-537-6365. Unfortunately, we are not having volunteers on site at this time. We will revisit this again in November. Daily arrivals and departures. Our school gates open at 7:50 a.m. Students are to go directly to their classrooms to line up. Classroom doors open at 8 a.m. We do not currently have before school recess. School begins daily at 8:10 a.m. Please check your child for COVID symptoms before dropping them off at school each morning. If your child has a medical appointment during the day, please request a doctor's appointment notice for the school. Monday through Thursday, kindergarten is released at 1:31 p.m. and 1st through 5th graders are released at 2:52 p.m. All students get out at noon on Fridays. Students should be picked up within 10 minutes of the end of the school day. When dropping off your child in the loading zone, drive slowly and pull all the way forward, but keep the crosswalks clear. Make sure your cell phone is down. Drivers are to remain in the car. Students are seated on the right side of the vehicle to exit directly to the sidewalk. Students are not to exit on the left side into traffic. Backpacks should be with the student and not in the trunk. Kindergartners cannot be dropped off at the curb alone. And remember, do not stop and load in the red fire lane. Always pull into the loading zone. Campus updates. All students have access to a free snack at morning recess and a hot lunch at lunchtime. There is no cost. Students will be eating snack and lunch outside as long as the weather permits. Students have access to a free school lunch on Fridays from 12 to 12:20 p.m., but students are not required to stay for lunch. Students may leave at noon. Students have access to hand washing stations and hand sanitizer. Drinking fountains are no longer available. Bring a reusable water bottle to fill at one of our 3 water hydration stations. Learning spaces are ventilated through the classroom HVAC system and portable air purifiers. All learning spaces are sanitized at the end of each school day. COVID symptoms. Check your child for COVID symptoms before school each morning. COVID-19 symptoms include new loss of taste or smell, difficulty breathing, vomiting, diarrhea, fever of 100 degrees or higher, cough, severe headache, sore throat, and runny nose. If your child is displaying any symptoms, even if you think it is allergies, keep your child home and call the school office for next steps. COVID updates. In general, if a student is displaying any of the symptoms listed below, their unvaccinated siblings need to quarantine as well. Fever, vomiting or diarrhea, loss of taste and smell. If you need a COVID test, testing is done at the Center for the Arts at the high school, and we will soon also have testing on site at Jensen for our students and staff. Remember, only a PCR and a molecular test are accepted in the clearance process to return to school. If your child becomes ill on campus, they will be moved to an isolation area and you will be contacted to pick up your child as soon as possible. If your child is out on isolation or quarantine, they will be provided with a link for a virtual grade level check-in by our school staff. Do not send your child back to school until either the office or school district nurse clears for return. We all have to do our part in order to keep our students and staff so that we can keep our schools running. Assemblies and field trips. We will not be holding any grade level or school-wide assemblies or field trips at this time. This will be revisited in November. We will hold Friday Flag, Jaguar Time virtual assemblies most Fridays, and our students will be invited to participate. Students require a Jensen media release to participate in Jaguar Time videos. Look for this information in upcoming roundups, our newsletter. Even though our families can't be on campus at this time, we do encourage your engagement and involvement. Here are some ways that you can be involved. Please join our Jensen Parent-Teacher Association. We also have our English Language Advisory Council for our English language learner families. We also have School Site Council, which helps to make decisions and discuss important topics regarding our school campus. Parent-teacher conferences happen officially 2 times a year, but please reach out to your teacher anytime you have questions or concerns so that you can partner together. We expect to hold parent education nights where we can share important topics with you to help you better support your students. And we will be holding principals virtual check-ins, which will begin in September. Help yourself stay connected and informed to what's going on at Jensen Ranch. First, bookmark our website. You can also subscribe to our Google Calendar, which is located on our school website. Parent Square. This is the primary school district and school communication platform. You should be receiving emails based upon the emails you have listed in the parent portal. However, you can also download the Parent Square app for the easiest access to these updates. The Roundup is our school newsletter, and it comes out approximately 2 times a month. You can also follow us on Facebook and on Twitter.
Hi, my name is Amy Valvo. I am the RTI specialist here at Jensen Ranch and Vanoy Elementary School. You may be wondering, what does RTI stand for? RTI stands for Response to Intervention. Amongst myself and the RTI team at Jensen Ranch and at Vanoy, we use a universal screener as an initial assessment for all of our K through 5 students to determine which students are in need of extra support to help them with their English language arts. The universal screener that we use is called DIBELS. This assessment is administered 3 times a year. We administer the assessment at the beginning of the school year in August, in the middle of the school year, and at the end of the school year. Once every single student has completed this assessment, The RTI team and myself, along with every single classroom teacher on campus, analyze the data and determine which students are in need of further support in English language arts. Intervention groups are based on student needs and are target-based. And our RTI paraprofessionals, and we have 3 of them at Jensen Ranch. We have Kathy Eshtahar, Ember Tom, and Cecilia Ewan. We work with various activities with all of our K through 5 students to further enhance their needs in English language arts. If a student is in need of more intensive support, those students will work with me. And I use a specialized curriculum. It's Fountas and Pinnell's LLI, which stands for Leveled Literacy Intervention. And I work with the students for a minimum of 4 times per week for either 30 to 45 minutes, depending on the grade level. Your child's classroom teacher will communicate to you during the upcoming parent-teacher conferences if your child is in need of extra academic support, whether that be with RTI, the Response to Intervention program. And please keep in mind, it's part of our general education program. This is not special ed. Or if they're in need of perhaps attending homework club for extra support with their homework after school. Your child's teacher will communicate this information to you. Should you have any questions regarding the intervention program, please feel free to email me. My email is avalvo, V-A-L-V-O, cv.k12.ca.us. And you are more than welcome to call the school office, and I will happily return your call. Thank you very much.
Hello, families. My name is Vanita Lee, and I'm the school counselor. I'm another supportive person on campus for students and their families. For students, I'm here to support them in better understanding themselves and one another, for better understanding their strong feelings, thoughts, and actions. Sometimes students, they come to school with a lot on their minds and hearts as they may be trying to cope with significant concerns such as family illness, divorce, separation, loss of a loved one, or maybe loneliness, anxiety, sadness, to name a few. And sometimes these concerns, without us knowing it, can get in the way of learning in the classroom or interacting with one another. So that's where I can support students through whole classroom lessons to supplement their teachers' SEL lessons, small group activities, or individual counseling services. I'm always happy to help students add new tools to their life toolboxes to better cope with the challenges that they may be facing. And for you families, I'm here to support you in various ways also. I'm happy to consult with you, even just a simple conversation, as you may need support addressing various issues with your children, such as communication, supporting your child through grief and loss. Your child might be feeling depressed, anxious, worried, or some other strong emotion. I can talk with you about different strategies and approaches for you to support your child. We have our own toolboxes, and sometimes we need to find some new tools to add to it. I also can help link you to various supportive community services and agencies. Keep in mind, families, receiving help is not a sign of weakness, but rather a sign of strength. So families, we are here for you. We are here for you and your children. We want your children to thrive in their academics and also in their social, emotional, and mental health as well. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out, call, email, stop by the main office. Thank you for your time and take care. Bye-bye now.